Oh, yes, they do. Okay, Nitsu, the one-man wrecking crew. And it comes down to the last player remaining. Do they even have a weapon?
I would pop some tires, but maybe Nitsu's not doing it because the ammo situation might be a little low. And it does look like they were able to drop down, so they don't need to worry about Nitsu getting the confirm right here. And guns, I'm going to say, not a successful push across the bridge. They lost 2 in the process. At least they got the pickup, but it's going to be tough to defend their position no matter where they go here in this very challenging zone.
This was definitely, of all the zones we've seen so far over the last 2 days, you're 100% correct, Dave. This is the most challenging. This is the one that requires the most decision-making from teams early. It is going to pose a lot of challenging questions that they're going to need to answer. I got to give props to Guns, though. They actually made the absolute correct play. That drop pickup was sick, and now Freak's in position where he could turn this one around. The spray, can he transfer it? Not quite. Ran out of ammo. That was nearly sick. That was sick. It was sick. It was still sick. That's some revenge.
Not gonna lie, kind of dropped the ball there. Like, Team Queso knew for a fact that there's somebody at the end of the bridge, right?
I think they thought they had no weapons because there wasn't a single shot back. I think they thought the entire team had no guns. Nitsu just fell to his death to deny the point.
Look at this.
I'm not sure I love. The rest of the team comes around on a boat, and they beach it too, so they deny any other team getting value out of it. Oh, man.
And Hamudi is underneath the bridge, so in case they do decide to drop off the bridge to get that revive, kind of similar to what Guns did, Hamudi's there to get the confirm. So they're really thinking ahead right now.
They are indeed. The question is does Hamudi have a weapon? Didn't have one before. Not sure he has one now, honestly. So we'll keep an eye on that as Remo's going to get confirmed. It's a 2v2 now between Team Queso and Guns, and both of these teams would have been able to like to take this clean. The setup on this bridge could spell huge benefits for them over time. So we're jumping now to the complete other side of the military island as Axer is just shredding people. That M4 spray, that red dot did not move. It did not shift. It did not wiggle. It was a laser. And now Rahad is going to have to try and answer.
On point for sure. And you know what I'm looking at? I'm looking at the map. This fight needs to happen quickly because Loca Nostra on a boat. The pirates out there. They're going to be pulling up here very shortly. Oh, watch your angles. I see an M249 on the playing field. And Rahad, what is this? A solo in a dream. M249 though, if there is a weapon to make this dream come true, that's the one.
Got to try and deal with both players peeking him at once to try and find an angle to make this a 1v1. Okay! And he can just keep firing. He gets the pre-fire now around the corner, goes to the drop shot. Are you kidding me? Desha just single-handedly slaughtered Konina Power. There's only one player left. Can he get the 1v4? It all comes down to Nomi with the big plays. The nade is being primed. Does Desha have any way to try and survive this as the nade flies through, has to reposition, and a beautiful play from Nomi. Force him out with the nade, pre-fires the angle, gets the kill. They stay alive.
So close, though. So close. That was good. RTG, they're like, okay, we don't want nothing to do with this bridge, and they sent it off. Huge play to be able to make it across this alive with 3 underneath the bridge to kind of third party this long, drawn-out battle between Team Queso and Guns. Nomi, though, coming in clutch for Konina Power. I'm not going to lie. Coming in clutch with the flank, but we'll get back to that because Axel clutch couldn't clutch that one out.
Yeah, and just like this, the long, drawn-out, messy, sloppy bridge fight between these two teams comes to an end. Guns will be able to extricate themselves from the situation. They've got the buggy. Can they make it out? Freak's got no helmet, and that hair is just, it's screaming to be shot at. As we're seeing now, RTG, the second they think they have a moment of peace, Ghost Gaming has arrived, and this is just going to be the entire story of this game for the next 5 minutes as team upon team upon team try and make the sound. The thing I'm most interested in, Dave, is the fact that the other bridge, no one's camping it, no one's on it. How is it open at this point in the game?
Yeah, free and clear, and that's going to be beneficial to Destiny Chivas, even Alpha, if they can quickly kind of claim that for themselves, because the West Bridge we saw right there, Ghost, it's in ruins, right? There's vehicles blowing up everywhere. There's crates everywhere. And Ghost, they already see the shift, already popping in their vehicles. They're going to need to move. And looking around, we see Godsent in a boat, 19E in a boat. Onyx, they wrapped around all the way down there to the south in a boat. Look, Nostra, they wrapped to the east down there to the south in a boat. A lot of boat plays. And I'm pointing that out because Destiny, to me, it looks like they're looking for a boat. There might not be a boat at this point in the game.
Yeah, I think it maybe on that coast they might be able to find one, but they might have to try and take the swim or try and take the bridge. I think they are probably going to assume what I would have assumed, that the bridge at this point is still being held. Not actually the case here, so we'll keep an eye on this as RTG is going to pull out, and that opens up Ghost Gaming. HH24 with the Fast and Furious plays here off the bridge. Spec's going to follow. These two are going to look to try and gain ground, edge creep their way into this next zone. The surprising lack of action here is a lot of teams sent it very far into the circle early. Can't say I'm surprised, but we've seen a lot of edge creep over the last few days, Dave. I expected more teams to play that here.
Look at this. I love it. I love it. Alpha7 over here. They're going to be over shelter, so I agree. At this point in the game, if I'm still on the mainland, I'm going to be like, okay, that East Bridge, there has to be a team there. There has to be. But in reality, there's not. And looking over here at the top, the highest elevated point here on military base, UDR currently holding it down to their own. We saw Konina Power. Yeah, seriously. We saw Konina Power try to go up there, but quickly forced to push off because it's already taken.
And we're able to get it down on Sandro, burn some meds, burn some armor. So keep an eye on that, how much of an impact that might have as they're rotating down to a potential fight between like a Nostro. We'll see if they're going to be able to make this one happen. Clash is here as well. A little bit of friendly fire. That's okay. All these teams are just trying to vie for a position on the coast because half of this circle is water still. It's still water. This is just such a toxic circle. We saw one earlier when it comes to Military Island, and it seemed like Erangel is in a mood today.
I think Ghosts have the best position. A lot of teams, this is interesting to me, they're kind of favoring the coast down here to the south, but you have to assume eventually the zone is going to shift away from the water, which it tends to do a lot of times. And we all know Bayo,
for sure.
Yeah, Bayo has the algorithm down packed. So, you know, Bayo in a good spot right now for Ghosts. And it's going to be pretty crazy for all the teams on the coast to reposition and kind of just doubling back to UDR's position up there on the high ground. It's huge, right? If the zone does shift away from the water, which it tends to do, they have a lot of sight lines on teams that are going to be forced to reposition from their coastal spots.
Like we do see the cliffs on Sandhawk, though, it can be a double-edged sword. I agree. I think it's one of the strongest strategic positions on the map right now. But if a hard shift, say, goes down towards like the southwest per se, and they have to try and go down the side of that hill, that could be also very exposed. So high risk, high reward. But if it pays off for them, if they have a chance to continue to take shots at these teams surrounding them, they could rack up a ton of kill points. As Alpha7's making the cross, Destiny is as well. Extria Gaming and Chivas, though, out in the blue still. We'll keep an eye on that. As you're right, Dave, so many of these teams on the coast. It's insane. But no, UDR Killers gets the best circle they could humanly ask for. Ghost Gaming is still in this next one, but this is UDR in a prime spot. I wouldn't be surprised to see a team like Ghost try and take it from them early, try and usurp that high tower position.
And all those teams on the coast, it's a product of, those are the teams that took boats, right? They all thought, okay, we take a boat, we wrap down there towards the south. It should be somewhat safe. But everybody thought the same thing. All those teams that did decide to get in those boats, now they're all going to be right on top of each other. We actually saw for a quick second two members of 19E. They're on that little tiny island down there as well, kind of trying to play it safe. But you call it Ghost. They're trying to reposition. They're trying to get some type of high ground right now on Clash. MZ taking down HH.
asymmetry to work with, but yeah, I mean, that was 100% the right call to make from Ghost. You've got to try and get up on the high ground as best you can. You've got to do it immediately. They were in vehicles ready to rock when the circle popped. I think the big difference, Dave, part of the reason teams roll down on the coast, yes, they had the boats, but also that was the center of the circle. Teams not appreciating how much these later game circles shift due to water. It is not equal. These things are not made equally. And because of that, so many are caught out of position. The unfortunate factor for Ghost was, though, where they lost that player, where that player got knocked, is entirely exposed. They are spending resources to try and get the revive, but at that point, I almost wonder if it would have been better to just leave him.
Yeah, seriously, and kind of back to that water point, like the 2 to 3 years, you know, been watching these games, I've seen a water ending maybe twice. So you have to assume like it's gonna go on the land. Destiny, strong position on Nova. They got it all to themselves over there on the coast. But right now, one of the main stories, can Ghost Gaming make it on out alive? Right now, they are pinned down. They got a couple smokes, providing that soft cover. They're trying to get the pickups and the revives. They do have some vehicles as well, but this spray from MZ keeping them just pinned.
I can't believe Ghost has survived for as long as they have. We did see a double nade knock from Guns onto Onyx here on the coast. Poor Onyx just cannot catch a break as Hamoudi with the Scar looking to cut up the hopes and dreams of Onyx. But Seven's not in a bad position here. Has that little bit of the defilade, but Chivas is rotating as well. The nades are continuing to come in, trying to find that off angle. The blue will continue to pressure this as well. As we've seen Fran dropping. Onyx, actually nice pop up there from Seven. Can they confirm the kill? They do, but they get knocked in the process.
That was such a bait right there. That was such a bait. Sin popped up real quick with that Uzi. And we saw Shivos kind of just zooming past there. Both these teams, Onyx and Guns, they were so tunnel vision on one another. Another squad just zoomed right past them. And they're going to be in the blue. It's a lose-lose for me, honestly, in my opinion. Both squads in the blue. They're going to be rotating in so late. Next zone does go on up. But El Chapo, grenade in hand. El Chapo, one of the star players when it comes to damage from RTG. Looking to make some big plays.
Yeah, but Next Street Gaming, I think, very smartly appreciate that this is not a fight that they need to take. They are not in this next zone. They are far away on the outside. And, oh, night.
Oh, no.
Froz? Froz. Can we have a word? Froz, can we have a word? Can we have a word? I blame this solely on you. Literally no one else. Not 19 Esports, highly delayed, not great rotational decision-making. I just blame Froz. All right?
Adam in the chat.
That's just the way the
Adam in the chat. Canada at Froz in the chat right now. 100%. 100%. Just unfortunate. Fortunate for Loco Nostra, though.
Oh.
Kill points. And Ghost making the pull-up. And you know what? Konita Power said, stop. Not only that, Destiny.
Destiny was the third party. Yeah, it was Destiny on the off angle here. Beast and crew. Ghost is so focused on KP that they got crossfired and just obliterated. I wonder if we have that on our replay. Would love to get a chance to watch that one back as Beast. I don't think he appreciates how many members of Konita Power are down. He could push this. There's 2 players down. He's not going to. He's going to go for the safer call. They have the circle. They're in a great spot, but Beast is still split from the team. I kind of want him to regroup, Dave. I understand playing off a bit, but you either need to go for the kills or you need to reset. Right now, he's doing neither. And this is where the action is really going to start to heat up. There's only 2 ways around this hill, Dave. You've got to go from the south, you've got to go from the north, and they are going to bottleneck so hard.
I love this trench, though, right here. It gives a lot of room to kind of move around, but it's also kind of like a basket for Santa Texas grenades, and it's up to Frozen right here to really clutch it out. Not able to do so because guess what? It was a 3-1 split, and Alpha7 on top.
Yeah, absolutely huge. Speaking of the 3-1 split, Beast didn't do any of the things I asked him to and instead just lay there to die. So just like that, Destiny and Konita Power on an even 3v3. He got caught out. There's no surprise there. There's the third party from Clash, I imagine, had a bit of a factor on that one. No chance to try and make it back across the road. And just like that, Konita Power have themselves a nice little farmhouse to play with, and they've got a lot of time.
Super centralized when we look at everybody else. I'm really liking Clash right now. Today in general, like they get a compound on the edge, and if it like favors them on the edge, it pays off big time. But before we get to that, Daddy caught that grenade with the glove. Let's be honest.
Did indeed, and the rest of his team is paying for the tickets. That's not the ball game you wanted to go see, because just like that, Loca Nostro out of this game. Perfectly cooked, signed, sealed, delivered. Mwah! That nade crushed it.
Classic spaghetti meatballs combo right there. And hey, UDR, they're still up there on the high ground. My fear is kind of to agree with you, like, they're spending a lot of time up there, and if the next circle doesn't favor them, like, what do? Do you get into the vehicles and just YOLO send it? We'll find out, because Godsent right now, Godsent with the nice spray across the map onto RTG.
And they've got to leave. I like it alive, or just to bleed out here, unless maybe they can try and have the... No, absolutely not. That's not happening. Fortunately, not able to confirm the kills into RTG, though. That's the issue, and Senke was able to fire those ones back, and now, somehow, someway, Godsent's got to try and make this crossing, but they are exposed. The circle centers up, which is great for Konina Power. Destiny may need to come together. Alpha7 is still very much a contender to this throne as UDR. They got a crate. They got the high ground still. They are going to be able to stagger this rotation. It's going to pay off well for them, Dave. They are in a good spot.
Good spot, but awfully close to Alpha7, who are on fire right now this game. So RTG casually rolling up here. They were able to find themselves on the edge, but they're going to need to gatekeep Godsent making their way on in. So RTG, they are aware Godsent over here. Like, they were just taking shots at them a couple of moments ago. But this is their opportunity. Like, Godsent, they have an open field, a couple trees. We've seen them with those smokes, but this is the moment for RTG to really get some additional kill points.
I love this play. This is the power of vehicles. This is the power of vehicles. They were able to just completely bypass Godsent, and now Godsent has to play into them. They're sitting right on the edge of this next circle. Destiny as well. Dead center, feeling great. Wish they'd been able to extricate Beast. Wish they'd been able to get him back with the rest of the team. Having all 4 players up would have been a huge benefit to them here. But we'll see. As Clash was able to freely rotate into the city as well. But Konina Power, Dave, they still have a really strong position here. They fought for that farmhouse, got a little bit of help with Ghost, and it's paying off.
Yeah, they don't need to move. Not right now, at least. They don't need to move. UDR has the high ground onto RTG, and then RTG with the high ground onto Godsent. They don't need to move, but
still poking your head out.
Be peeking windows like that. Yeah, they have such a strong spot right here.
Clash is hitting shots, Dave. What happened to this team? They ate their Wheaties this morning.
They were forced, to reposition because their compound on the edge wasn't in play no more. So they're kind of just strolling up right behind Destiny, and maybe Destiny just didn't expect a squad to roll up from the east side because Michi was kind of keeping guard of that east side for some time. So now they are aware. Now they have the intel, but they need to avoid these grenades.
I'm just impressed that Clash just seems to be really, really hitting their shots in a way that we haven't seen them do as well before. Destiny barely able to get themselves out of there with that one. Fresh just trying to survive. We'll have to reposition. We'll be able to do so, get back with the rest of the team. But boy, is that one close.
I like how all the garages have that McLaren or the Tesla's already parked in there, just ready to go. That backup plan. That is like planning 5 steps ahead. And talk about planning. UDR, they planned this about 10 steps ahead. Oh, take the shot! What? No, Amir.
Come on.
I think you should have went for that. I think you had to.
I mean, it's a mini. You hit him 3 times. Come on.
We'll see.
Big sad. All right. Well, we'll take an eye on the kill feed, see if that doesn't end up popping up as RTG now to try and push uphill. Konina Power continue to try and peek, but getting put back down. How many times has Axer had to run up now and get this revive? He's like, dude, stop getting down. Because
now they're kind of forced to, though, right?
That's
because
what I'm saying. They have to shift.
Yeah, they have to now, but earlier, yeah, for sure. Like, just relax and just kind of TPP and get that intel.
Yeah, they are going to be able to do that here, though. Deny some of the players who may be stopping this next rotation. Nuggets will drop. That's Godsent out. That's the shot they were looking to get. But they're doing this as a team, Dave, which is making it a lot more effective. This frees up this entire southern portion of the hill for them to rotate up as RTG's looking to do just that, try and usurp UDR up here at the top. But they're going to have to contend with Alpha7 as well, who pushed down this middle ground. I don't know if I love this play, Dave. Alpha7 is potentially very exposed. Their utility usage is going to have to be excellent.
I'm looking at UDR as well. They need to make sure not to like kind of span out too far and get a little thin over there. They need to keep close, in my opinion. But over here, Konina Power still defending and doing a good job at it. Clash losing 2 in the process.
Yeah, Clash didn't have a whole lot of options there. They had to try and send it, try and backed up their teammates there, but Trazen wasn't able to find the angle. Instead, will just opt to send it, but gets dropped. Yeah, EGR
lost the tower.
Yeah, I wish they'd stacked meds and just left one player to heal strat through this, I think, at this point. As that buggy is just right on out of there. Buggy had a mind of its own. As Naomi now has to try and keep the rest of the team up and in this. UDR Killer's taking a lot of shots, but like I mentioned before, the utility usage being absolutely critical. The smoke stave are going to continue to be a factor as the vehicle explosion does the work. Nano, you can't stand still because Boyaka will absolutely wreck you every single time.
We're about 24 minutes in this game. If they get taken out now, 7th place, no, now 6th place, it's going to be 4 points. So we'll see. Alpha7 definitely trying to flex out. Oh, this is risky. The pull up, UMP in hand, the spray, the strafe, back and forth with the crouch spam. Able to clutch that one out.
Making some magic with a little bit of hocus pocus.
Another
and getting
one
it done! With the 1v2 to take the spot, that was the play that UDR Killers needed. That was a must-win fight, and they did it in style, Dave. That was a swag play. That had some confidence.
That's the highlight clip play right there. That play is going on Twitter.
Put that on your reel.
Put that on the reel, guaranteed. Look at this circle, though. Alpha7. Dominating it right here. Dominating. So we'll see. They're in it. Like, they got it to themselves. So we'll see what happens.
I was questioning their position, but I didn't realize that the way this hill crested exactly, they actually had this little bit of cover from both the low ground and the high ground. I did not appreciate how strong this position was for them. I thought UDR Killers was going to be able to apply a lot more pressure, but because of the way this hill shifted, Dave, this actually ended up working out so beautifully for our Brazilian squad. 7 kills, 4 knocks, and already almost 1,000 damage. I was expecting it to be more.
I'm still favoring UDR though right now because UDR, they're applying pressure to Konina Power and they're going to force Konina Power to clash with the edge of Alpha. Yeah, that's exactly what we're seeing right here.
The way that hill works, they do have a little bit of cover. Props to Axer though, as focus is going to drop. Konina Power is applying pressure both ways, but that is a very exposed position. Axer had no choice as Zenetexa through the grass. Not a shot missed. This is now Alpha7 trying to reposition. UDR Killers need to get their players back up and in the fight, but this one's going to be tough as Alpha7 just looking to demolish everyone in their path. And Dave, with that kill, this is huge.
This is Alpha's game to win, honestly. Nano needs to land a grenade to even open up the potential because right when they crest over this hill, their head's immediately going to be spotted.
That's it, Dave. That's just it. We don't even get a chance to try and analyze it. Alpha7 just wanted to win that game, and they did it in style. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. What an absolutely crazy game number 3. So many decisions teams had to make early. And Alpha7, they came in late.